Sometimes after a divorce, and we have custody and parenting time all worked out, part of the plan for one of the parents is to move to another state. Maybe we didn't know that at the time that the divorce was negotiated in the first place. So the question then becomes, is that parent allowed to move? Of course the parent can move, it's a free country, so you can move wherever you want, but then the question becomes with the children. So you have to have a court order or an agreement with your co-parent in order to be able to, if you have primary custody, to take the children anywhere. Maybe I have a job and I want to move to another state because that's where my job is moved. So there are circumstances where even after the divorce is entered into, and it's kind of unforeseeable in a way that the other person would want to move with the children. So yes, it absolutely does happen, and it needs to be resolved. Either, mediation is a good way to try to resolve that, because if not that, then you're going to have a court make that decision. Relocation cases are so difficult because there's so many ties, and a lot of times the families will be involved. So let's say the dad's family is based in New Jersey and mom's family is based in Georgia, for example. And we have grandparents in Georgia, we have grandparents in New Jersey, except they've been to school in New Jersey and they're getting a little older, so we don't want to pull them out of school because the court, as they get older, they don't want to change their circumstances. But mom just got a new job down here, and wouldn't it be nice? It just really goes to the heart of parenting, because, by the way, when you're local, you have a local parenting time plan. When you're not local, you're looking at flights. You're looking at, what are we doing for summer? How often can I see my child? You may have a very liberal parenting plan, which is favored in New Jersey, and that all comes apart when you geographically spread the parents to different parts of the country, or even internationally for that matter. It destroys that entire thing that people really talked out to begin with. And it also goes to the heart of what it means to be a parent. Are you then feeling like you might be deprived of the opportunity to parent your child if they live out of state? Well, so if you end up in court on a relocation case, you have to show that the move is not inimical, but it doesn't hurt the child's best interests, right? So you have to have a good faith reason to get to where you're going in the first place. Let's say mom has a new job down in Georgia and wants to move with the children in Georgia, then a court needs to find that it's like a variation of the child's best interest standard. The court doesn't really care what's up with mom. The court doesn't really care what's up with dad. The court, again, is going to look at the child. And so the relocating parent is going to have to lay out an entire scenario about why it's such a great idea to bring these kids down here rather than have them stay in New Jersey with the other parent, right? So there's going to be a lot of research. The school district has to be amazing. There have to be opportunities down there for the children. They have to have maybe cousins down there or other family ties down there. It's very, very difficult to show to a court, especially as children get older, that it's a great idea to sort of rip them out of the fabric that they already know and place them someplace else. The other parent can 100% stop the move. If the residential parent or the primary custodian wants to move out of the state with the children, again, they can't do that without a court order or agreement from the other spouse or the other parent. It's as easy as raising your hand and saying, no, I don't want this to happen. So then it becomes the burden of the moving parent to show to the court that it's the best idea for the children to have this happen. But the default is that we favor keeping families together. So the court, their take on it is that there better be a darn good reason to change this, because they do know how it affects families. It distances the family. So that's against sort of what the New Jersey legislature believes in terms of like unifying a family.